News. Once again, I'm on set with Sonny Abakwe, who's adjusting one of his books, Village of the Jungle, a novel. And this book fell into my lap. And this book is Boko Haram, and it's Poems of the Prophet.
Yes.
Sonny, tell me a little bit about this book.
Well, this is a collection of different kinds of poems. Political poems, poems dealing with social issues, poems on love, poems on family relationship, poems on mundane issues of life, everyday issues of life.
Okay.
They're all in this very collection of
This
poems.
collection?
Yes.
And what inspired you to start writing this book?
Well, just like every other inspiration I've been receiving, I believe they all came from God Almighty.
Okay.
I can't say they're all or they are mine. No, I give all credit to God Almighty because I don't write like other authors who go out there and start to do research before they start to write. Rather, I will just sit down and wait. Then the ideas start to flow. Then I start to put it down.
Okay.
Let me give you a case in point. One day I went to Boston Public Library, right, to do some reading. I got in there at 9 a.m. in the morning. Rather than read, I felt an intense wave of inspiration. Luckily, I always go with my pen and pieces of paper. Right from the time I enter into the library, 8 a.m., 7 a.m., no, rather, 8 a.m., I began to write. No, it was rather 9 a.m., 9 a.m., right.
Okay.
9 a.m. That's when the library opens at Copley Square. I began to write. I wrote from that very 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Wow.
Non-stop, quite intense.
Wow.
Guess how many pages I covered within that very space of time?
I couldn't imagine how many pages you could write within that time.
Just make a wild guess.
Me personally, I could probably only write like 20.
I wrote 147 pages.
147
Yes.
pages. Wow.
Non-stop.
Non-stop.
It was so fast, right? After writing them, I read them, I asked myself, did this come from me? I said, no, it came from God. It's God who gave the inspiration. So I give him the credit. So after that very wave of inspiration, whereby I wrote 147 handwritten pages, I couldn't write a word for another 2 weeks.
Wow.
Then another wave of inspiration came. That's where I've been writing
Yeah.
since summer of 83.
Now that's a true
Day to day.
writer. Wow.
Yeah,
And
it's
a
a
lot
gift.
of your pieces, a lot of your artwork, a lot of your books are very spiritual.
Variety. Variety. I even write some romance novels.
Okay.
For example, Another Paradise is a romance novel about a Saudi Arabian kid, right? Born of a Nigerian woman. His father is from Saudi Arabia. He went to Africa on a mission work. He fell in love with a Hausa, a Shua Arab Hausa from northern Nigeria in Kano. They got married, raised up a kid, and the kid came over here in America and fell in love with a white lady. And some KKK tried to kill the boy because that's in the deep south.
Okay.
So it involves variety of issues, variety of love connections in Africa.
And it sounds like a real story.
It is. It's about 300 pages.
Wow.
Romance novel. It's
Romance novel.
Another Paradise, yeah.
Before
So
we get too far into things, how can my audience get in touch with you?
Or they can go to my Facebook. They can also go look me up online, www.sonnyabakwe.com.
Okay.
They can write me.
They can write you.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And you guys can feel free to send you any emails.
Yes.
Now, I watched a couple of your YouTubes, and
Right.
there was one book you had that was self-improvement. And that book's not here with us, but you brought another book for me.
Very true.
And tell me about this book, Wonders, Everlasting Poems.
Yes, Wonders and Everlasting Poems. It's a collection of poems and essays, variety of essays, and even our African folklore. Essays, stories that will empower young people to respect their parents.
Oh,
Yes.
look, wait a minute, say that again. This
Essays.
book is a set of essays.
Yes, that will encourage young people to respect their parents.
I got to get that for my daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I have it here. I will be glad to read it.
Yes.
Yes.
Please, feel free to read me an excerpt from this book.
Okay. So, this it's called A Test of True Love, page 43.
Okay.
Once upon a dry day, the flowers were singing, butterflies were dancing, and the bees were even swimming in the ocean of dry land. A bird called Abakwue and another bird called Nkelu held a meeting to show the world who was a better mother of her children, and hence how much their children loved them. Abakwue, a big bushfowl, was so sure that her own children loved her much more than they loved their own lives. But Nkelu, a small, beautiful bird, had some reservations. Indeed, her reservations were not only about the love of her own children, more even so about the claim her friend Abakwue made about her own children. When the rainy season set in, the two mothers of many birds set a date to show the world how much their individual children love them, and thereby validate either their anticipation, reservation, and even should there be any lack thereof. They decided to pretend to be dead.
Oh.
By so doing, the way their individual kids will respond to the news will validate their true love for their respective mothers.
Before you go any further, if you guys want to hear any more about this book, you need to contact Sunny, or you need to make sure you get the book. The book is available on Amazon, correct?
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And the name of this book, one more time?
Wonders and Everlasting Poems.
And that is a collection of poems for your children to read. For your children to read. Teach them to respect their parents.
Yes.
We're going to cut to a PSA, and when we come back, I have another guest for you. And the next guest is going to be Peter from Mathematics. Sunny, once again, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much.
All
I'm so
right.
glad to be here. Yes. God
We'll
bless you,
be
my
right
friend.
back.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
This book, I love the cover of this also.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.